On the news, nurses and midwives call off strike after reaching agreement with the federal government. President Tinubu presides over FEC, approves contracts for projects across various sectors. INEC to commence nationwide voter registration on the 18th of August. It's a pleasure to have you join News Now on TV360 Nigeria. I am Victoria Konde. Kicking off with security matters, the Niger Police Force said it has rescued 6 law students of the Yola campus who were abducted on July 26, 2025 while traveling from Anambra State to Adamawa State. The Benue State Police Command's Public Relations Officer Udeme Edet confirmed this in a statement on Friday in Makurdi, the state capital. She said the 6 law students were heading for the Yola campus of the Nigeria Law School when they ran into the kidnappers along the Benue-Taraba boundary. Udeme disclosed that the students were safely released and reunited with their families on Friday morning. Troops of Operation Fasten Yama have launched a manhunt for suspected bandits who abducted 2 farmers in Isa local government area of Sokoto State. According to a post on Friday by counter-insurgency expert Zagazola Makama on Via X, the victims Ali Lunu of Gidon Bawa village and Mahmoud Aliyu of Bagarera village were abducted around noon on Thursday, July 31st while working on their farms. The armed assailants, numbering about 6 and riding 3 motorcycles, reportedly stormed the farms and whisked the victims away into a nearby forest. Following the incident, troops swiftly mobilized to block possible escape routes and are currently combing suspected hideouts, including forested areas stretching towards the border with the Niger Republic. The Federal Executive Council FEC has moved swiftly to avert disruption in Nigeria's health sector while also sanctioning massive infrastructure investments in aviation, health and electricity under the renewed Hope agenda. Speaking to reporters at the State House Abuja after Thursday's FEC meeting chaired by President Bola Tinubu, key ministers detailed progress in negotiations and outlined new multi-billion naira approvals. TV360's Simisola Adigu completes the report.
The FEC meeting, presided over by President Bola Tinubu, saw the approval of a landmark policy on industrial relations aimed at strengthening labor management frameworks across critical sectors. Speaking to newsmen after the meeting, the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Ali Pate, outlined key steps taken to avert a nationwide strike by nurses, including the withdrawal of a controversial circular and the adoption of a centralized posting system for nurses and midwives. While announcing FEC's approval for major oncology infrastructure upgrades at the University College Hospital Ibadan, the minister highlights the recent commissioning of new cancer treatment centers in Katsina, Enugu and Edo states.
This is a listening government. The circulars were withdrawn and now we're in the process of negotiating in a transparent manner the increment in allowances so that we meet those health workers on the needs that they have expressed. And we are currently also in active dialogue with the key professional associations. FEC approved the full business case for upgrade of the existing oncology center at University College Hospital in Ibadan.
The Council also approved the 2025 National Industrial Relations Policy, which aims to institutionalize workplace harmony through tripartite dialogue between government, employers and labor unions to reduce recurring industrial actions.
The policy will ensure a seamless workflow, promote social dialogue and tripartite cooperation among government, employers and workers, and also align Nigeria's industrial relations practices with global standards, including those set by the International Labour Organization.
Other approvals include the 712.26 billion naira for major upgrades at the Lagos Airport and terminal reconstruction, as well as a 44 billion naira runway overhaul. Aviation Minister Festus Keyamo says similar works are planned for the Port Harcourt, Kano and Enugu airports to enhance efficiency and commercial operations.
That old airport you see there, the old Lagos airports, Murtala Mohammed International Airport, we have decided to strip it down for total rehabilitation. So this is not the patchwork we used to do before, where we just do some patchworking of sections and all of that. The total rehabilitation would mean, just for transparency, to let the public know that we are going to strip it down to only the carcass and then do the complete M&E again, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, everything.
The power sector also received a boost of 68.7 billion naira for solar electrification under Phase 2 of the Energizing Education Program. The initiative targets major universities and teaching hospitals in the country with completion timelines set between 7 to 9 months.
For the Rural Electrification Agency, which is targeted at relieving our educational institutions and teaching hospitals of the burden of huge energy costs being social institutions, while also providing reliable and good quality electricity across our higher institutions of learning and tertiary teaching hospitals.
On infrastructure, Works Minister Dave Umahi reaffirms that no region in the country is excluded in President Tinubu's infrastructure drive, with key roadworks and bridges, each above 10 billion naira, underway nationwide.
The Abuja-Kano, there are two lots. The first lot is 118 kilometers, 256 billion. 75 billion was already paid by Mr. President, 30%. And work is going on. We've done over 30% of that Section 1. Section 2 is 164 kilometers. That is 502 billion. And Mr. President has just released 30%. Fortunate incident that happened at Kefi flyover. I visited there. We lost 3 lives there. We've, settled with the families. There are no pressing charges. It's very unfortunate. And we have started the reconstruction of the bridge. One carriageway has been closed down, to traffic.
The council has also taken a decisive step to protect critical infrastructure by directing the drafting of an executive order to ban sand dredging within a 10-kilometer radius of federal bridges in Lagos. The measure is aimed at preserving the structural integrity of the bridges, curb erosion, and reinforcing the administration's commitment to public safety and environmental responsibility. Simisola Atugun, TV360 News.
Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has called on young Nigerians to leverage the power of new media to promote unity, compassion, and patriotism rather than division. Speaking on Friday at the opening ceremony of the 2-day Progressive Digital Media Summit held at the State House, Abuja, Tinubu emphasized the central role of new media in driving national development. He noted that new media is no longer just a supplementary tool, but has become a major catalyst for economic growth, civic engagement, and social transformation. The president acknowledged the growing influence of digital generation and commended their efforts in innovation, education, and accountability.
New media is no longer an accessory to our national life. It is fast becoming a central driver of economic growth, civic engagement, and social change. It is creating opportunities for millions of young people, reducing conventional barriers to participation in politics, and enabling broader representation of those who would previously have gone unheard. Your generation has understood this moment. You are using digital tools to innovate, to educate, and to demand accountability. But as this influence grows, so too must our collective sense of purpose and responsibility. I urge you to continue using digital platforms as instruments of national progress, but you should build business that employ others. Create content that uplift those around you. Use your influence to foster unity and not division.
The Minister of Health, Ali Pate, has announced the suspension of the industrial action by the National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives. Speaking to journalists after a closed-door meeting on Friday, Pate said the decision followed agreements reached with the leadership of the Nursing Association. However, the leaders of the union declined to speak on the matter after the closed-door meeting on Friday afternoon. Nurses and midwives under the association had commenced a warning strike on July 29, 2025, following what the union described as the government's failure to respond meaningfully to its 15-day ultimatum issued on July 14, 2025. Meanwhile, unions in Nigeria's aviation sector have issued a 7-day ultimatum to the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, over the prolonged delay in implementing a new salary structure for workers under the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency. In a joint letter dated July 31st, the unions expressed frustration that despite concluding negotiations with NAMA management over 8 months ago, agreed salary adjustments remained unimplemented. The letter was signed by the General Secretaries of the Air Transport Services Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, National Union of Air Transport Employees Association of Nigeria, Aviation Professionals, and the Amalgamated Union of Public Corporations, Civil Service, Technical and Recreational Services Employees. The ultimatum, which expires on August 7, warns of a total withdrawal of services by aviation workers if the issue is not resolved. Now, security stakeholders have urged the Lagos State government to enhance its security architecture following remarks by the Commissioner of Police, Olorundare Jimoh, that the police now responds to crimes in under 10 minutes. Jimoh maintained that his officers regularly prevented violent crimes across the state through improved tactics. Reacting to this, public affairs analyst Gigi Ojo, in an exclusive interview with TV360 Nigeria, supported the commissioner's position, noting that Lagos remains relatively safer than other parts of the country, but still requires strategic upgrades. He advocated for the deployment of more surveillance cameras exclusively for security and not revenue generation, and he also emphasized the need for timely prosecution of offenders to deter crimes like kidnapping and one-chance attacks.
Well, the challenge you have with the issue of kidnapping and other crime is the fact that we have not seen, since we've been talking about kidnapping in Nigeria for more than a decade, have we seen successful prosecution, arrest and prosecution of kidnappers? You see, because there's no consequence for bad behavior, and as a result of that, bad behavior is reinforced, crime is reinforced. So if there had been an holistic approach in arresting and prosecuting and making an example of those that have engaged in nefarious and criminal activities in the past, I can assure you that crime, organized crime, and all of these things you have spoken about will have been dealt with decisively. You know, I said earlier that some of these things are still apparent because there's no reward for bad behavior in our country. That's the truth. There's no reward for bad behavior. I've asked this question over and over time. Have we ever successfully prosecuted one kidnapper?
That was public affairs analyst G.J. Johnson speaking on the state of security in Lagos. Moving on, the International Organization for Migration IOM and the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons NAPTIP have initiated a storytelling campaign as part of efforts to break the silence surrounding human trafficking and raise awareness about its consequences. The contest attracted dozens of powerful entries from across the country, with winners selected for their compelling narratives, originality, and technical excellence. Our correspondent Emeka Mako files in this report from Abuja.
Now, in its third edition, the short film contest seeks to shed light on the realities of human trafficking in Nigeria by providing a platform for young filmmakers and storytellers to challenge harmful narratives and advocate for change, raising awareness and inspiring public engagement through powerful creative storytelling. Presenting awards worth $5,000 to the 3 winners on Thursday in Abuja, the Deputy Chief of Mission IOM Nigeria says public awareness of the dangers of trafficking is central to winning the war against transnational crime.
So it's very critical that we work together. Without you, we wouldn't be here. If the young people themselves don't take action and don't join the walk towards eliminating this crime, we will never get there. So we really need to work much more on prevention while we continue working on protection of the survivors, on the prosecution of the networks, on the partnership, on the policy legislative reforms to make things better for the younger and the older. But the new generation needs to come on board because it's time to eliminate trafficking in persons.
Director of Public Enlightenment, National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, Kehinde Akomolafe, who urged deeper collaboration to end trafficking, lauded IOM's efforts in raising awareness that traffickers could be people close to victims, such as relatives or employers. The contest winner, filmmaker and storyteller Babalola Oluwatobi, stressed the importance of advocacy in preventing trafficking.
The aspect of advocacy for people to actually get the right message around how to relate to information that are likely to, potentially just put you in danger, that calls for serious attention. While I was making my own film, I actually tried to look out for the need for individuals that do not pay attention to close friends, family members and all, who are actually the people in the front line of engineering these acts or even carrying them out. This calls for serious attention. So my recommendation would be that a lot of energy is put into creating awareness so that we can solve the problem of this trafficking before we talk about even the prosecuting the people who are involved. If we're able to stop it, then there won't be any need for prosecution.
It's a continuous effort. We must increase our awareness creation, interventions, and also to break the culture of silence. Most people actually think, oh, I don't want to be seen as a reporter, or I don't want to be an informant. But the thing is, if you keep quiet, you never can tell who might be the next victim.
Through this campaign, IOM and NAPTIP hope to foster a culture of openness, resilience, and proactive engagement against trafficking in persons in Nigeria. This approach underscores the importance of storytelling as a means of shedding light on complex issues and inspiring collective action.
Moving on to electoral matters, the Independent National Electoral Commission has announced the commencement of the 2025 nationwide continuous voter registration exercise ahead of the upcoming elections. According to a statement by the Commission via its X handle on Friday, online pre-registration will open on Monday, August 18, 2025 through its official portal. The Commission further disclosed that in-person registration will commence on Monday, August 25, 2025 at all INEC local government areas offices and designated registration centers nationwide. It stated that exercise will run from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. Right now, we'll go on a short break, but still to come, DR Congo and Rwanda hold first talks after peace deal. Details of the story right after this break. Welcome back. Now, here's a recap of our main stories. The Minister of Health, Ali Pate, has announced the suspension of the industrial action by the National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives. Speaking to journalists after a closed-door meeting on Friday, Partey said the decision followed agreements reached with the leadership of the Nursing Association. We also informed you that the Federal Executive Council (FEC) has moved swiftly to avert disruption in Nigeria's health sector, while also sanctioning massive infrastructure investments in aviation, health and electricity under the renewed Hope agenda. Speaking to reporters at the State House, Abuja, after Thursday's FEC meeting, chaired by the President Bola Tinubu, key ministers detailed progress in negotiations and outlined new multi-billion naira approvals. Well, in case you missed any of our news bulletins or for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV and AVO TV or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on X, Instagram and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery and Apple Store. On Facebook, we are at TV360 Online. It's now time for business news, and Joy Uchejim is on standby. Joy, what's the latest?
Thank you, Victoria. Now, Premium Trust Bank has extended its reach into Nigeria's northwest region, the second time, with the commissioning of its 26th branch in Kaduna, which also doubles as the bank's regional headquarters for the zone. Now, the move reinforces the bank's commitment to financial inclusion, economic diversification, and nationwide growth. TV360's Okpeyemi Owusheni was in Kaduna and brings us this report.
Premium Trust Bank's newest branch and second in northwestern Nigeria has officially opened in Kaduna, marking a major milestone in the bank's fast-paced national expansion. The event attracted top dignitaries, including the governors of Kaduna and Ekiti State, industry stakeholders, and community leaders who gathered to celebrate what is described as a bold investment in the region's economic future. For the bank's leadership, this isn't just about growth. Managing Director and CEO Emmanuel Emefiele described the Kaduna branch as the start of a meaningful partnership between the bank and the state.
With this new regional office, Premium Trust Bank is positioning itself as your financial growth partner, enabling businesses, supporting entrepreneurs, and empowering individuals to achieve their dreams. And our impact is being felt across the country. For our customers in Kaduna, we bring tailored SME and corporate solutions to boost trade and industrialization. We bring agri-finance products to support farmers and agro-allied businesses. We bring cutting-edge digital banking platforms, including Blaze, our all-in-one financial lifestyle app that offers seamless payments, flexible credit, and smart financial management.
While extolling the qualities of Kaduna people, Emefiele said the bank's arrival is expected to complement Kaduna's ongoing reforms, especially in financial inclusion, job creation, and youth empowerment.
I commend the visionary leadership of His Excellency Senator Uba Sani, whose unwavering commitment to peace, unity, and progress has renewed hope across Kaduna. Through improved security, urban renewal, economic diversification, infrastructural development, and youth empowerment, Your Excellency, you have created an environment where businesses thrive and investments flourish, positioning Kaduna as a preferred destination for partnerships like ours. To the good people of Kaduna State, Premium Trust Bank has arrived to work with you, invest in you, and grow with you. Together, we will write a new story of economic transformation and shared success.
Speaking at the occasion, Kaduna State Governor Uba Sani highlighted the significance of the bank's expansion into the state, calling it a testament to Kaduna's transformation under his administration. His Ekiti counterpart Biodun Oyebanji applauded the bank for its rapid expansion and impacting the banking landscape in the country.
Their presence here affirms our state's growing prominence as a commercial and economic hub. The arrival of Premium Trust Bank in Kaduna presents an excellent opportunity to deepen financial support for this vital sector, enabling farmers, agripreneurs, and agro-industries to scale new heights. Financial inclusion remains a cornerstone of our development agenda. Since taking office, we have facilitated the entry of thousands of Kaduna residents into formal financial system through targeted policies, awareness campaigns, and innovative partnerships.
I know that we are good products. I know that Premium Trust Bank is a bank that's highly professional, and it's a bank that I can put my seal on authority on as a bank to do business with.
From one branch in Port Harcourt just 3 years ago to 26 branches nationwide, Premium Trust Bank's growth trajectory has been remarkable. With a balance sheet now exceeding 1 trillion naira, the bank's leadership says it is just getting started. With more branches in the pipeline, Premium Trust Bank says it remains focused on building a trusted, customer-driven institution with footprint across every region of Nigeria. Okpeyemi Owosheni, TV360 News, Kaduna.
We'll now take a short break and return with updates from the stock market. Welcome back. It's the first trading day for the month of August, but as the week comes to a close, the Nigerian stock market ended on a strong note, climbing by 1%, and the total market cap now stands at 89.32 trillion naira. Now in total, 127 stocks listed on the Nigerian exchange saw activity today, with 34 posting gains and 35 recording losses. Now UAC of Nigeria emerged as the top gainer, with its share price surging by 9.96% to 83 naira 30 kobo. And Boa Cement also made notable gains. Now, by the close of Friday's session, investors had traded over 1 billion shares across 34,488 transactions, with a total turnover of 26.85 billion naira. When you compare this to Thursday's performance, today's figures reflect a 2% drop in turnover volume, a 19% slide in total value, and an 8% decrease in the number of deals. Now shifting to global markets, the tone was more subdued as international stock indices declined on Friday, while the US dollar weakened following disappointing jobs data from the US. Meanwhile, investor sentiment was further shaken by Donald Trump's latest announcement on trade tariffs. Now on the currency front, the naira continues to trade on the parallel market at 1,565 naira to the US dollar, on the black market 2,120 naira to the British pound, and 1,795 naira to the euro. And that's your stock and business updates. Back to you, Victoria, for the rest of the
Thank you very much, Joy, for that update. Now switching to the global scene. The Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, and Rwanda have held the first meeting of a joint oversight committee, taking a step towards implementing a peace deal, even as other commitments are yet to be fulfilled. The African Union, Qatar, and the United States joined the committee meeting in Washington. The deal in June between Rwanda and DRC marked a breakthrough in talks held by the U.S. President Donald Trump's administration, which aims to bring an end to fighting that has killed thousands and attracted billions of dollars of Western investment to a region rich in gold, cobalt, and other minerals. Finally, on sports, some of Nigeria's finest track and field athletes, both home-based and international, will converge at the Yaba College of Technology, Yaba Tech Sports Ground in Lagos from Friday through Sunday for the National Athletics Trials. The three-day competition organized by the Athletics Federation of Nigeria will determine the athletes who will don the national colors in Tokyo this September. It will also serve as a qualifier for Team Nigeria's participation in two other major events, the CAA Region 2 Senior Athletics Championship set for later this month in Accra, Ghana, and the 2025 Islamic Solidarity Games to be held in Saudi Arabia this November. Despite a strong lineup across multiple events, the spotlight will be firmly on the world record holder in the women's 100-meter hurdles, Tobi Amusan, and the Olympic bronze medalist, Eze Brume, who will compete in the long jump. And that wraps up our bulletin on News Now. Many thanks for watching. I am Victoria Konde. See you next time.